Why are we at the Purdy Firm better than every other solution provider in Florida? Well, that's a great question. When you're choosing somebody to work with, an estate planning attorney, you want somebody that you know, that you trust, and that you have confidence will be able to produce an estate plan that works for you. So why are we the best at that? Well, there's a few reasons. First of all, I've been doing this for 32 years. My first estate plans were fill-in-the-blank wills on a deployment line when I was in the United States Air Force. We've become a lot more sophisticated since then. We do individualized plans. We meet with clients and we spend time to get to know them, to get to know not just their assets and what they have and what they're trying to do with them, but to get to know them and their families. What are their goals? What do they want to accomplish beyond just the transfer of assets? What sort of protections do they want to have in place? We take the time to counsel, to learn from them, to be educated by our clients, and then to educate them on the options that they have in their estate plan, the things that they can do that most people never think of. We can do this because I've been doing this for 32 years. We've got great experience in this. I come from a top 25 law school, so I have the educational background. I have the experience of 32 years. We've literally done thousands of plans for people, and we want to make sure that those plans work. We have the track record. We have satisfied clients who tell us that they're grateful that we've been able to inform them of the types of things that they can do that they hadn't thought of before, and that we can do it in a way that is going to save them money, save them time, and keep things private for them. But there's a couple of other things that are really important for people to understand. When you work with us, we want to make sure that your estate plan works. Anybody can spit out a document and tell you that that's an estate plan. But the documents are only the tools. The estate plan is the plan that you put in place that's going to provide the inheritance to your heirs in the way that you want them to receive it, and with the protections that you want to receive. And so the documents are the tools that we use to do that. But that's where the key comes in. So there are two ways and two reasons primarily why estate plans fail. The first is that the documents that people receive aren't funded properly. So if you have a trust, for example, the trust only controls what's inside of the trust. That's what funding the trust means, that you take your property and you fund it into the trust. You put it into the trust for the trust to control. And a lot of people, far too many, they'll get a trust, they'll come home from the lawyer's office and they'll stick it on the shelf and they'll forget about it. And they'll never take the time to fund it properly. And the lawyers don't take the time to fund it properly with them either. At best, they'll get a letter saying you should fund your trust and this is how you do it, and it'll lay out some instructions, but nobody ever does that. At our firm, we're committed because it doesn't do any good to have documents if they're not properly funded, if they're not able to accomplish what it is that you want them to accomplish. So we work with you through the funding process to make sure that you get deeds prepared that will fund your real property into the trust, and that you do the title work necessary for other property to make sure that the trust controls the property when you're gone. Otherwise, your estate plan won't work. So that's one reason. The second thing that we do that most firms don't is that we continue to work with you, because once the estate plan is put into place, that's great. But over time, the law will change. We have a change in the law coming up in the tax laws that will affect estate planning next year in 2025. Every 2 to 3 years, there's going to be a change in the law that may affect your estate plan. And if you're not up to speed on that, if your lawyer's not keeping you up to speed on that, then your estate plan is going to be out of date and it's not going to function and work the way that you want it to, the way it originally did when you first put it together. And the other thing that happens is life changes. You know, we all go through life and people get married and they get divorced and children are born and people pass away. We get a new job, we make more money, our wealth grows, and we have to do different things to protect it. All of those types of changes affect your estate plan. As those life changes happen, you need a review of your estate plan to make sure that it's still going to work the way that you want it to do. So those two things are the things that will result in 90% of estate plans not working. If you don't fund it properly and if you don't update it through life changes, they'll result in estate plans failing. So what our firm does is we make sure that the plans are funded properly to begin with, and that they're updated when necessary. We have a continuing relationship with our clients, and on a regular basis, we will review those estate plans and we will find out. We'll let the clients know about changes in the law that will impact their estate plan, and we will find out from them changes in their lives that will impact their estate plan. And we'll make corrections and tweaks to the estate plan to make sure that the estate plan that you have today will work the way that you want it to, and that in the future it will continue to work the way that it was intended. Now, if you'd like us to help you with your estate planning, then click the link below and you can book a free consultation with us, and we'll be happy to talk through some of the options and some of the things that you can do with your estate planning, and you can see if we're a good fit for you, and we'd be happy to talk to you and work with you.